This is the one from the Academy. We got another update for the ceremony that's taking place this Sunday, the 24th, and this new announcement is that 11 unique talents are going to be introducing each Best Picture nominee at the ceremony. So these are people who aren't necessarily involved in film or the filmmaking process as in years past, but perhaps this is going to mean that these individuals will share some sort of personal connection to whatever film they are introducing. These individuals are Chef Jose Andres, Dana Carvey, Queen Latifah, Congressman John Lewis, Diego Luna, Tom Morello, Mike Myers, Trevor Noah, Amanda Stenberg, Barbra Streisand, and Serena Williams. So, Angie, we haven't even spoken about all the different decisions and changes and whatnot that have been going on with the Oscars this year. So, one, what do you make of everything we've heard the past couple of weeks? And then what does this particular announcement do for you?
I mean, I think it goes without saying, like, it's just been the Oscars making one dramatic announcement of what they're going to do this year, followed by a swift retraction after public backlash. Like, that's happened like 5 times at this point. So it is nice to finally get an announcement about something they're going to do different this year that's actually like, that's actually not a bad idea. That actually sounds good. And one that actually sounds like it is respecting the movies and the people who made them, which I think was a big problem with a lot of the other changes they announced, was they seem to be, I get that they're trying to up the ratings and like make the show a little bit shorter, but they kept seeming to do it in ways that seem so disrespectful to the very industry that they're ostensibly honoring. So this one I like. I do think that it's a good way to kind of show how like the Oscars aren't just about the people in the industry, but the way that these movies affect people everywhere.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I do understand the value in ratings, but the second you take away some of the value of what it means to get an Oscar, I think even if the ratings work this year, if that starts to decline, you'll never continue to grow year after year after year. So I'm glad to see they put something into effect that, I mean, kind of, not even just, I guess, yeah, it builds community here. It shows that any person out there, no matter what industry you're in, can be a film fan and have a real connection, and these movies can make a real impression on a lot of people out there. So, Riley, with, I don't know, people like we've got a chef, we've got a tennis star, adding these big names, do you actually think that it is going to move the needle at all as far as ratings are concerned?
I don't, as much as I love these names because I can start to pair them up with the different movies that they could probably announce, I could probably see it and go, okay, like Barbra Streisand, I bet she's coming out for A Star Is Born.
I would hope so.
You would hope so, right? So I don't think it will necessarily move the needle for like the broader audience. I think that announcement's going to come, maybe. Maybe we'll get a lineup of like the celebrities, the Avengers that are going to come on and announce this category, or a big guest to come on for this category. I think what this does, it's speaking to the fans that love the Oscars, the movie lovers, that we can actually look at this list now and go, okay, I see what you're doing now. You're getting the unique talents to come in and announce each Best Picture winner. And it's probably going to pull some people that aren't aware of all this Oscar drama. I know my mom's probably tuning in now because Barbra Streisand's
really?
there. Oh, yeah. I mean, she loved A Star Is Born, but she's like, wasn't as good as Chris Christopherson and Barbra Streisand. I'm like, okay, yeah, I disagree, but she's like, oh, how dare you. But with Babs going on there, she's going to tune in and want to tune in, I think, a little bit more. But I think it's the fans, us here at the table. When you look at this, to mirror your point, I agree. I think it's like, this is a nice change of pace from all the back and forth and the dumb decisions that they've been making. This one, it's like, no, this is real, this is happening, and look at all the different people, and you're like, okay, that's good. I'm down.
I feel like putting my little tinfoil hat on right now.
Let's do it.
Just because as you were explaining this whole thing, the first thought that came to mind was, oh, it's nice that we actually landed in a pretty good place with the ceremony, because even though a lot of stuff is still up in the air, we've never really had a no-host situation before, so who knows how that's all going to pan out. The fact that they've, at the very least, announced a whole bunch of terrible things and then backpedaled on all of them, and wound up in a place where not only do we have these unique talents announcing the Best Picture nominees, but we also have freaking Queen playing. We're going to have Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga and really all the song nominees. All 24 categories are going to be announced live. It almost feels like I feel like I've been given something great, even though some of these things have been taken away and then given back to me.
Oh, that's so messed up. Like when you were talking about how like oh, it's great that all the original song nominees are performing. It's like, yeah, they usually do.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of backwards mentality that I am not condoning whatsoever. But I'm glad that now that we're so close to the actual ceremony, at least we've landed in a better place. And hopefully they could use all these things as, you know, a little bit of an experimentation process and, you know, cut whatever doesn't work for next year and figure it out in a more appropriate way.
I think they'll be looking at this telecast especially hard for the ratings. How does it work without a host? What is needed to move that needle? Is this part of it? Is it then finally allowing, you know, I don't think they'll ever do the best popular film.
Oh,
I think
please
that
no.
I think that's out of there. I mean, you nominated Black Panther. Well done. Just see what happens now. I think this is the telecast especially that they're going to be watching because they made a lot of misses, and let's see what hits they do and take notes and see what happens for next year.
Oh, I'm so curious.
I am too.
So we're going to move on to our next story now, but just briefly, I'm going to throw in that we are live streaming here the entire Oscar ceremony. We're going to have a pre-show and a post-show, and then you could watch the whole Oscars with us as we chime in on all of the different categories and winners and performances, you name it. So tune in right here, Collider Video, Sunday the 24th at 5 p.m. PT. We will be here to watch with you guys.